You ever look at rock legends like Ozzy Osborne and just think, how? How did someone live that hard for that long and still keep going? It's almost like he was made of something different, something the rest of us just don't have. I mean, the guy was 75 and still kicking, after spending decades living the literal rock star cliché. He wasn't just surviving, he was out there performing, connecting with fans, and showing no signs of slowing down. If there was a handbook for self-destruction, Ozzy probably wrote it, and then set it on fire. His life was a wild ride of excess, chaos, and legendary stories that sound almost too outrageous to be true. But he was a survivor, living proof that sometimes the wildest spirits just burn longer. Against all odds, he stood tall, making headlines, and inspiring generations of musicians and fans alike. Let's talk about the Prince of Darkness himself. Ozzy was open about everything, booze, pills, you name it. He never shied away from his demons, and maybe that honesty was part of what made him so magnetic. There are stories about him biting the head off a bat on stage, getting banned from entire cities and forgetting entire years. The tales are legendary, and they've only added to his mythos. Yet he was still with us, still making music, still somehow Ozzy. He became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that you can stumble, fall, and still get back up, louder than ever. His voice might have sounded a bit rougher these days, but honestly, that was just character. Every note he sang was a testament to the life he lived, the battles he fought, and the music that kept him going. But Ozzy was definitely not alone in the hall of rock and roll survivors. Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones is another living legend. If you ever needed proof that rock and roll is a force of nature, just look at Keith. This guy, he's like a medical miracle wrapped in leather and cigarette smoke. He's the embodiment of the phrase, too tough to die, and he wears every wrinkle like a badge of honor. The man's been through so much, people joke he'll outlive us all. He's survived everything from wild parties to near-death experiences, and he's still out there riffing away, grinning like he knows some secret to immortality. Keith once said, "I've never had a problem with drugs, I've had problems with the police." That sums it up, honestly. He's always had a way of turning trouble into legend and legend into laughter. And then there's Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, who's gone from partying all night to becoming a judge on American Idol. He's proof that you can reinvent yourself, no matter how wild your past. Alice Cooper, the original shock rocker, swapped out the whiskey for golf clubs years ago, but still puts on a killer show. He's a master of transformation, proving that you can grow older without ever really growing up. And Lemmy from Motorhead, okay, rest in peace Lemmy, but he made it to 70, fueled by Jack Daniels and sheer attitude. He was the ultimate outlaw, living life on his own terms until the very end. So, what's the deal? Luck? Genetics? Pure, stubborn willpower? Maybe a little bit of all three, or maybe it's just the music itself that kept them going, night after night, year after year. But here's what I take from their stories. It's not about how hard you live, it's about what you do with the time you've got. These legends have turned every scar, every mistake into a song, a story, a reason to keep moving forward. These guys turned chaos into anthems, and somehow, against all odds, they're still with us, reminding us that rock and roll, the real, raw, wild stuff, doesn't have an expiration date. Their music is a living, breathing thing, and it's as powerful now as it ever was. So, next time you hear an old Ozzy tune or see Keith Richards riffing on stage, just remember you're witnessing living history. These aren't just songs, they're survival stories, anthems of rebellion and proof that passion can outlast almost anything. Let's celebrate these rock legends while we still can. They've given us the soundtrack to our lives, and they deserve every bit of the love we can send their way. Long live rock and roll. May the music and the legends never fade away. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Your legacy will live on forever.